Hi everyone. I'm trying to make sure that this mic is on. Hi. Again, I'm very excited. Today is going to be my top 10 of 2023. This year has been very, very difficult for me. So, yeah, and I have not read a lot of books, but I am very, very grateful for the books that I did read. I truly, truly feel like I was reading the books that I was reading at the perfect time for me. I was reading books that I needed to read, and it was great. And I'm very, very grateful for that. I'm very, very grateful for you guys. Yeah, I'm very, very grateful. I do not have a lot of subscribers as of yet. We shall grow, but I am very grateful for all of you guys. I really, really am. I continue to do this because of you, because I love reading, because I just see and I know this is going to be good, it's going to be big, it's going to be great, it's going to be lovely. And I'm so excited to say that I pushed through. I managed to end 2023 alive, safe, and sound. And I'm so grateful for all of you guys. And I hope everybody's well, everybody's safe, and everybody has been reading great books. So here we go. Long intro, but here we go. Okay, so my top 10 of 2023. The first romance book is The Davenports by Crystal Marquez. This is one of my favorite covers. I'm not a fan of yellow. I hate yellow, despise it. But these people, they are intriguing. There is something about them. When I saw this book, I was like, these people are interesting. These people are mysterious. There's something to them. They have a story to tell, and I want to know. I want to know what their story is. So book has been compared to Bridgerton. I love it so much. It follows four main characters. We have Olivia, Helen, Amy Rose, and Ruby. So Olivia, she is in her season. She has to get married. It's time. She missed her other season. She didn't get the chance to get married. I don't know what the reasons were. I don't think she found a suitable partner. So she has to get married. Her family is a Davenport. So her family owns an automobile slash carriage company in her town. I think it's Chicago. Olivia is really, really, she kind of reminds me of Olivia Pope, but more tame, more reserved. She kind of does what she needs to do. She says what she needs to say. She's very like, skittish. And then she meets someone, and he brings out that fire inside of her. She's not supposed to marry him. She's not supposed to be with him. She's not supposed to love him, but she does. It's forbidden, but not really forbidden. It's just like she has certain things that she needs to do in her society, in her family. She has an image to uphold. And it's very interesting, the stuff that she does. And then we have Helen, who is Olivia's baby sister. She's a tomboy. She just wants to be like out fixing the automobiles with her brother. She doesn't really care about getting married. She couldn't care less. Do you understand? She could not care less. She's like, I'm not about that business. I'm not about that life. She's just a messy tomboy that just wants to be busy with the boys, like playing and stuff. You know what I mean? And then she meets someone. And he is so cute. He's so adorable. He understands her. He loves her, which we love that in a romance when a hero comes along and just appreciates and loves a heroine the way that she is. It's very forbidden. She's not supposed to be with this person, like at all, completely. Like no, no, no. She's not. She's not even supposed to fall in love. People don't know why she would even be falling in love, especially to this man. Then we have Amy Rose, who's one of my favorites. She's like top two. I between her and Ruby, I always sometimes I'm like Amy Rose is my favorite. I'm like Ruby is my favorite, but Amy Rose is, what do they call her? I know the word, but I'm not really familiar with the word maid. We don't say maid in South Africa. Like we don't use that word. Like it's just like to call someone that, it's like, oh, you don't do that. Like you don't do that. We call people that help around the house, that clean, blah 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 blah. We call those people domestic workers. Okay, so I'm gonna say domestic worker because that's how I was raised, that's how I was taught, that's how I speak. So Amy Rose is a domestic worker. She works in the Davenport's family. She helps Helen and Olivia to get ready. She does their hair and stuff. She's really, really good with hair. She wants to own her own hair business. She falls in love with one of the Davenports. She falls in love with John, who is the older brother. It's kind of like Made in Manhattan. It's like rich boy loves poor girl energy. Love that trope. Love it, love it, love it. We don't really have a lot of those anymore. Unless it's like in a high school situation or it's like a billionaire romance, but just like a clean cut rich boy, poor girl energy. I love those books. I love them. I feel like we have a lot of them like series and stuff. Like I watch a lot of Turkish series, so I always see that. But I really enjoyed seeing that. I love Amy Rose. She's formidable. She's so kind and gracious. You just feel so bad for her, man, because she is in love with John. She knows she can't make it work with him. Society will never accept her as his wife. There will be a lot of gossip, a lot of things that people have to say. Does she care? I don't know. You find out. Then last but not least, we have Ruby, who I despise. I despise this girl, like legit, like legit. I despise her so 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 much. Like I thought she was a spoiled brat, like from the get go. I'm like, no ways, no ways is she a character. Like, why would she be a character in this book? We don't need her, but she is Olivia's best friend. She is going through a very difficult time, well, difficult for her, which I also kind of understand because she's grown up in this rich, luxurious world, and this is all she knows. So when it's taken away from her because of her father wants to be a mayor, so they're giving a lot of their money out. They kind of have to have an image for society, and there's a lot of stuff that she has to give up, and she doesn't want that. So she feels like to uphold the life that she wants, she has to marry John. Her and John have been best friends for a little bit, I would say for a little bit. John is in love with Amy Rose. So she tries to make John jealous by getting involved with someone else. And it's very sad for him. It's very sad because she is just playing a game and he's falling in love with her. But then she also falls in love with him too. And then it becomes a sweet old fairy tale. Love this book so much. I give it 4.5 stars. I would have given it 5 stars if there was a little bit more spice. Like literally the only spicy thing here is that they kiss. Like there's nothing else. There's no spice to this. There's no, you know, the usual. The usual. Ninth book is Forever After All by Katharina Mara. I really am so happy that I found this author. I was really going through a difficult time with reading, so when I picked this book up, I was surprised that I was so hooked. It just gave me that familiar feeling of just like falling into a romance, falling into a book, for loving the characters, loving the world, just loving everything about it. Like I remember reading this book in the car, like I was reading it when I was going like on my way to church or coming back from church, just like I was reading it during those times. And I'm someone that reads when I'm comfortable. I don't read when I'm out and about or when I don't feel like I have a lengthy time or I'm not comfortable reading. So I was very surprised when I was reading this book. I really enjoyed it so, so, so much. It is a marriage of convenience. She is like sheep of the family and she has fallen out with the family. She kind of lives on her own now. She has a trust fund, but she's using the trust fund to take care of her sick mom who's in a coma. She's paying for all her medical bills, and the money runs out. So she needs a plan. The plan sort of comes about with her brother's best friend, which turned into an enemy. It is fantastic. It's amazing. It's just like a billionaire energy. I love the world building of this. I think you do see the couple in some of her other books. The Windsors. I think it's the Windsor series. I really enjoyed this book. I gave it 5 stars. It's so amazing. It's so great. I love the world. I love the tension, the angst between them. And then the next book is Mafia Madman. Now I know this book has been out. I think it came out last year or something, but I enjoyed this romance. I love the audio. Oh my goodness. Just like listening to that, listening to Enzo and listening to Gia's voice, just being into their world, being into their like the energy, their space. It was really, really incredible. I really like one of my favorite audiobooks of the year is Mafia Madman. I loved his accent. I loved him. I loved the romance. So he wants revenge because of him being kidnapped by Gia's family, sort of. Her sister is involved with the other head of the mafia family, and Enzo's in a different mafia world. And it's very interesting to see their worlds kind of collide, and to see who's right or who's wrong, like which side do you take. It's impressive. I really, really enjoyed this romance. It's very, very spicy. Gia does not care. She does not care. Like this book, I think it's very similar to, I think it's Queens and Monsters. I could be saying the title wrong, but I'll put it up. It's by JT Geisinger, which is one of my favorite books of last year. I think it's like something Queen. There's something Queen about it. Like it's very, very, very similar to that book. But I actually kind of prefer Mafia Madman. Enjoy this book. I gave it 5 stars. Very, very spicy. Next book is Colliding with Fate by A. Eva. It follows two black characters, Carol and Quinn. Quinn is a nurse, and Carol kind of owns his own business. Carol is kind of going through a very difficult time when the book starts. His dad wants a relationship with him. He's like, no, he despises his dad. He's just like, no, never. I do not want to see you. I don't want to talk to you. I don't care that you're dying. But he also has like kind of like a conscious. He is feels very he feels very hurt and feels very just like he has a lot of anger, and it's, you understand it when you read the book. It's very, very tragic and very sad, but I really enjoyed how their relationship was restored. I think the dad was a great addition to the story. I feel like sometimes people can say he kind of took over the book, but I feel like he was integral. He was needed in this book. I feel like Carell would have never kind of been the person that he is without having or fixing the relationship that he now has with his dad. Quinn is just kind of like I would call her like a beauty pageant, a socialite. However, her family feels like she should not be a nurse. She should not be doing anything other than being a wife and a mother. So she's like, no, that's not my life. That's not what I want to do. So she kind of has to, make do. She has to get like scholarships and work to be the person that she wants to be, which is a nurse. And then she moves into this new state. She meets Carol. It's just the two of them there. It's really incredible. I really love the romance. I feel like it was very rich, very well developed. I understand why people love her so much. She just writes clean, beautiful, rich, just sort of like comfort reads, but very powerful. So I really, really enjoyed this one. I can't wait to read more of her books. I know there's another couple that is very, very popular and people prefer that book, but I have not read it. I saw this cover and I wanted to start with it. Like I said, I was just reading books that spoke to me at the time because that's what I needed. Like, feel like every book that I read, it had something that I needed, or I needed to hear a quote or saying, just like anything. So I'm very, very excited for the next book. I feel like I will read it next year. And the next book that I loved, one of my favorite books, is Love Her or Lose Her by Tessa Bailey. I started reading this book last year. I think I got like 20% into the book and then I stopped reading it. I don't know why, but I'm glad that I did because I needed to read the book when I read it this year. This book is A Marriage in Trouble. I wouldn't really call it like a second chance romance because they are still in the marriage. They still are making it work. It's not like they got divorced and they started dating other people and then now they want to get back together. No. So this couple, they are childhood sweethearts. He's in the military or was in the military, and she kind of took care of the house. She didn't really follow her dreams because he was in the military. They don't really know how to be in a relationship. They don't really know how to be because they met when they were so young, and they have fallen in love with each other. It's really, really incredible. It's honestly like love her, lose her. But I feel like it as you read the book, you also understand that the same goes for her. She either needs to love him or she needs to lose him because a relationship goes both ways. And I feel like Tessa really, really showed here, like, if you want him to do something, you need to also like show up for him in a way that he sees, in the way that he understands. As much as Dominic was a very quiet person and she wanted to be appreciated, she's a kind of like a words of affirmation person. He wasn't doing that, but he learned. But she also needs to learn how to love Dominic. And it was really, really great how it wasn't just one sided of like, he didn't do this, he sucks, he needs to go to therapy, or I'm gonna like divorce him, and then he just ends up doing what she says. No, it goes both ways. They both are really, really in love with each other. They appreciate each other, they just don't know how to show it. The next book that I loved is Love Redesigned. I actually finished this book like yesterday or 2 days ago, I think. 2 or 3 days ago. Loved it so much. I love the cover. Love it. It's so pretty. I love the inside of it. I feel like authors are really stepping up the like there's like texts and stuff. I like there's also like some footnotes like over here. I really enjoyed this book. This book is about Julian and Dahlia. It is a billionaire romance, which is my favorite. It's a billionaire romance. She is an interior designer. And firstly, I was like, oh no, not again. Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't get interior designing. I'm not afraid to say it. Like, I don't get it. I don't care if the wall and the tiles, whatever, don't look alike. I just don't care. I don't care. My only question is it pink? That is my only concern. I'm just not like an interior design person. Someone's gonna have to do it for me because I couldn't care less. I could not care less. Like if I could care less, I'd be dead. But I'm not. So yeah, I didn't want to read it because of that. But I feel like she didn't really go she went into detail, but she didn't go on and on and on and drag about the curtains and the glasses and the tiles and this and that. It's like I don't care. No one cares about that. Like I'm not here for that, ma'am. But anyways, enough with the little rant. But I loved Dahlia. I really appreciated. I really appreciated her as a character, as a Latina character as well. I feel like Miss Lauren Asher knows what she's gonna do. I feel like she is bringing just a new thing to romance, and I'm just excited for all the books that Lauren Asher has to bring because I feel like she didn't really shy away from her being Latina. She didn't shy away about their heritage and their culture and just like what they do and their traditions and stuff. I really enjoy when I am immersed into a character and all that she is and everything that makes them them. I feel like I know her. I feel like like I could literally draw her out and I could be like, okay, this is her personality. This is what she likes. This is what she doesn't like because she wrote her so well. She wrote Julian so well as well. They grew up together. They're always in competition together. They always trying to see who's gonna be the best at doing whatever it is. There's a lot of pranks. I really loved this book. I enjoyed the pranks. I feel like I'm such a prankster as well. So this book was perfect for me because I love pranking people. It's just there's no greater joy in life than pranking someone. There really isn't about that. I enjoyed this book so much. I can't fucking wait for the next books. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I'm excited. So, so, so excited. And the other book that I have is Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. If like every time I read a Kennedy Ryan, it's always 5 stars. Always guaranteed. Like she's a guaranteed. I don't know how she does it, but I'm excited for the next book. Anyways, before I talk about the next book, Before I Let Go, this is a second chance romance. So Josiah and Yasmin have been married. They fell in love. You know, they built this dream life. They had this restaurant, which was their dream. Then something tragic happens to Yasmin. She loses her baby, and everything just goes rock bottom from there. The thing about Kennedy Ryan is she's just so raw and she just gets into the thick and the muddy and the mess and just like the crime and just the painful parts of life. She writes it and she like lets you experience it and lets you hurt and she makes you feel like, oh my goodness, will this ever end? And then it does, and it's just so beautiful afterwards. It's like I don't know what she suffers from. I don't know if she has depression or whatever. But I feel like this book, it spoke about depression in a way I could never speak about. Like when I'm depressed, I feel the exact same way, like as Yasmin felt. And I learned a lot of things actually. I really learned a lot of things about like mental health and how to deal with it, and just like how to take it easy and what to kind of do for yourself, for the people that you love. But I feel like sometimes you have to put yourself first, and I really enjoyed this book. I love the message of just like sometimes you're just gonna have to put yourself first just so you can survive, and then you will like get everything back. If it's meant for you, it will come back. I That is the biggest lesson. Like if it's meant for you, it will come back. If he wants to be with you, if he's meant to be with you, if she wants to be with you, if he's meant to be with you, he will come back. She will come back. And I'm so happy for Yasmin. I'm so happy for this story. I love this book so much. I'm so excited for the next one. And the sick actually I have two books from the same series, but it takes number two and number three. It takes the number two and number three slot of this top 10 books. And it is the Was I Ever series. The first book is Was I Ever Here. This book follows Byzantine and Sunny. This is a soulmate reincarnation romance. They have been together in each lifetime. If they see each other, they will fall in love with each other. I love this romance so much. So this is very dark. Sunny is very, very, very depressed. Byzantine is also not like a very sunny person. He's also going through his stuff. So she works at a bar and they're about to close. Then Byzantine comes and he's going to kill her boss for good reason. Good reason, good reason, let me tell you. Good reason. Then Byzantine sees her, he locks eyes with her, and he's like, there she is. I know her. That's the one I'm supposed to be with. And she's like, I feel like I know you, but I don't know you. But I'm also terrified of you because you're about to kill my boss, you know? And he stalks her. He buys her bar just so he could be with her every day. It's insane. Oh, but I love it. I loved everything about this book. I, it's just, the book, the song, Work Song by Hosea? It's for this book. Literally, it was made for this book. Every time I hear the song, I'm just like, this is Byzantine and Sunny. They are just star-crossed lovers, and I loved it. It's so beautiful. So, so beautiful. Go to my TikTok. I have some stuff about them, some videos about them. That's how much I love them. Amazing. Then the next book, it's the next book in the series. It's called Was I Ever Real? Now this is an interracial romance. It follows Lennox and Connor. Connor is the head of their mob with Byzantine. So Lennox is Sunny's best friend. They have this thing about them. They are just like they don't get along, but they have no reason not to get along. There's a secret that they have, which you find out in this book. Lennox has gone through a lot of stuff. She needs protection. She is from a cult. She runs away from a cult when she's like, I think 15 or 16. And yeah, she needs protection. They have come back. They want to destroy her. And Connor is there. And he's not going to let anything happen to her. Because he has a soft spot for Lennox. And he's secretly in love with her. So, it's amazing. I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. So heartwarming. So touching. I really enjoyed this entire series. Last but not least, this is where the story ends. I think you all will know by now what my favorite book of the year is. And it's this sucker right here. Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. Or is it Yarros? I feel like you say it as Yarros, but I could be wrong. I love this book so much. Dragons. I do not watch Game of Thrones. I don't really get the hype of like dragons. Like I don't really care until I read this book. This book made me want to go and get my own pink dragon, because why would I get a black dragon or an orange dragon or a brown dragon when I can get a pink one? Literally, I just feel like I need my own pink dragon after I read this book. Like, who doesn't know about this book? This book made me get out of a slump. I was so happy reading this book. I was feeling emotions I have not felt in a really, really long time whilst I was reading. One of the reasons why I'm saying like I was reading books as they came to me. Like if I woke up and I felt like, okay, I need to read this book, then I would read it. Because when this book came out, I think I watched 2 or 3 videos about this book and then I picked it up. I went to the bookstore, I bought it, and I read it, and I was just so happy. I felt like I was really part of like the booktube and book talk community of just like falling in love with the book, of loving everything. Like I was so excited. Like I would wake up in the morning and be like, I can't wait to watch TikTok. I can't wait to watch like someone else reading this book and experiencing this book as I did and loving this book as I did. Like, man, this book, wow. Thank you so much for writing this book. I needed this book so much. It made me love reading so much more. I thought I loved reading before, but this changed the game. This changed it all for me, and I'm so happy. And yeah, that is all I have for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you will stay safe. I will see you all next year.